If you have always wanted to make an emotional Afrobeat and you don't know where to start or how to do it, I'm going to show you how I make the craziest and the most emotional Afrobeat ever. So I made one and I'm going to show you everything that I did in this music so you can pick a thing or two, probably learn something from it. So let's go. So I'm going to let you listen to what I've done. I'm going to let you listen to up onto the chorus, and then we'll break it down. I'll show you the plugins that I used, the idea behind everything that I did. So just take a listen. Woo! That guitar. Of course.
It's ePianoh.
Listen to the drums. So this is kind of like the verse 1. 8 bars, of course. Woo! Then the pre-chorus. That piano is so soothing. Very soothing. Woo! So this is the chorus, guys. Woo! This is soothing. It's touching my soul. And then we'll go to the verse 2, which everything comes down. It's an emotional beat now. It has to be emotional. Alright. So let me show you. The first thing I started with, because I wanted the piano to sound, very, very emotional. So I had to go for a piano that already, before I play anything, it already sounds very emotional. So I went for this piano right here. It's called Noah Felt. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's called Noah Felt. Of course, I did some tweaking to it, but it sounds very good on its own. Just listen to what it sounds like. Whew. Yeah. I know, right? I'm a very good pianist. I know. Crazy. So if you notice something that I did here, one of the keys to achieving a very emotional sound is to learn not to quantize sounds that are instruments. For instance, if you have like a piano that you played, normally if you're playing a piano, there's no way you can play a piano straight on grid, right? To make it sound computerized. So you don't want that to sound computerized. You want it to sound natural. Then your velocities as well. You can see my velocities here. They're all, I played it live and I left it like that, no quantizing, nothing. So if I zoom in, you can see that most of them you see it's not actually on the grid. If you see, everything is not on the grid. Everything is like off the grid a little bit, ever so slightly, right? So, and that gives it the original vibe, like something. Jesus. So that's the piano, right? And then something that I did that is very, very crucial is I went on Splice and I got this forest. It's kind of like a forest, like rain falling in the forest, right? So this is the sound. Let me see if I can solo it. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm going to try and increase it, right? So this is it. It's kind of like rainforest, right? You can hear rain, you can hear different things in the background. And then I just blended that with my piano. So now it has like a natural feeling, like something is happening, like you're in a natural space, right? That's one way to build emotions in music, right? And then you cannot ignore the role of vocal chops. I see all those vocal chops, all those vocals that makes music sound. Let me play for you. Okay, I think I muted it here. So listen now. See those vocals? It's kind of like a call and response. Then a response. Then a call. Then a response. So it adds to the emotions, and I one of the things I like to do with those kind of vocals is I just pull an EQ, rolled out everything below 200, and then I took down somewhere around like 10K, 11K, just so that it doesn't have that much brightness. You guys watch my tutorials on compression, you will know what I did here. Compressed it a lot, added a bunch of reverb. I'm using the stock FL reverb. Put a lot of wet here because we like it wet, right? And then I put a bunch of delay in ping pong mode so that it can be bouncing from left to right and all of that. And all that just adds to this beautiful sound that we hear. We'll go to the drums shortly. And yeah, at this point I introduced a guitar. Now I introduced this guitar to give it a more Afro feeling, because what is Afrobeat without guitars, right? I'm going to show you. And then it gives it movement as well. It gives it that that Afrobeat movement that we all love in Afrobeats, right? And this guitar was gotten from Omnisphere. I think it's called Flamenco Guitar A, right? I just chose any guitar basically. I just chose the one that fit or the one that works with what I was doing, and it just felt so nice. So listen. And also in my intro, I immediately I wanted the low end. I wanted something that is big enough for you to feel, like a bass that you can feel. So I added this bass. So the goal for this bass is for you to feel it. Like, woo! This bass. Like I said, the goal is for you to feel something from the bottom, something that is coming, something that is just aiding the main character, right? It's from Trillium bass. This is the Trillium bass, and it's just feeling the main character of the music, making you feel like something is coming. I think that's basically everything that I did in the music, and and in the chorus I added this flute. Right? Very subtle stuff. It's from Purity synth flute. He's not doing anything crazy. He's just following the pattern that we've been bringing before. And then for my drums, yes, let's do drums now. In the beginning, the intro, second half of the intro, I introduced the shakers, right? These shakers, yeah. Yeah, right? And then we did this feel. Right? Now for my drums, for my percussion in the verses, I just did something very simple. See, the goal of making emotional music is doing something as simple as possible, but still it will hit people's soul. So I did a rim and a kick. Very simple. That's all I did. Right? You can, and if you hear the way it comes in, you can feel the heat. Right? Everything drops and then you feel the heat of the drums. Like, just listen. Everything just goes quiet so that you can have enough space. Listen. Hey. And then it keeps going like that. Probably in the pre-chorus I added back this vox, the one that was in the intro. And then in my chorus, I did the same thing, brought everything down, then a bass slide, and then we go back to the groove. Alright, yeah, I have this synth also here. Alright? It's kind of like a muted guitar kind of thing. Where it's just, woo, woo, woo. It's just part of the. I added it for movement, right? With the drums. It's kind of like for movement. And if you add the guitar, woo, add the piano, and add this flute. Everything just works together, and you have yourself an emotional beat, something that can make your artist cry. And do not forget, see, this ambience is very important. If you do stuff like this, try and find an ambience, something that you can easily, that can make you feel like you're in the space of like you're outside, right? We outside. We like to be outside. So yeah, that's basically everything. I'm just gonna let you guys listen to it. And if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe. I make tutorials like this. I make lessons on things that you might want to learn. Please subscribe to my YouTube. That's the only way you can support me. I really, really appreciate your subscription. So let's listen to the beats and see you on the next tutorial.
It's ePianoh.